Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18 plus.
Hey, what's going on? This is Tyler from Black Diamond Softball and Fitness, and this is a brand new episode of the Foul Pole to Foul Pole Daily Show. Today I want to talk a little bit about perseverance, a little bit about the underdog, and a little bit about just doing something that no one saw coming. Way back, about a decade and a half ago, Virginia Tech traveled out to Oklahoma City, and they were going to take on Team USA as Team USA was getting prepared to go play in the Beijing Olympics. They were doing some exhibition games. They were doing sort of a nationwide tour, playing some exhibition games against some pretty good competition, some collegiate level competition. And it was more or less just tune-up games. They were supposed to go out there and beat up on some teams. Not make it crazy, but just to show that, this is Team USA. We're the best in the world, and the best of the best come and play here. Well, Angela Tincher and the Virginia Tech Hokies had something to say about that. They weren't going to go out there and just lay down. Angie was going to go out there and pitch her butt off, and that is exactly what she did. And when it was all said and done, Angela Tincher is a legend in the world of softball because of a miraculous performance that she had in that game. As I said, Team USA was prepping for the Beijing Olympics against a lot of different college teams, and many of the women that were on that roster had already been playing, internationally. So they had, they were prepared. They were, the favorites, of course. They were coming in, and you got, Virginia Tech coming in there with, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, maybe some that were a little bit older, 22 and 23, but they were up against probably the best team ever built when you're talking softball. That day, Team USA, they put Jennie Finch on the mound, and at the time, she was probably the highest profiled softball player in the world. You're talking tall, blonde, pretty, could sling it. She was hitting 70s. She probably lived around 65 to 70 miles per hour, had some spin, and she was so tall that when she would go to pitch, it's almost like that thing was coming at you from like 35 feet. So it just made it even that more difficult to see the pitch, identify and be able to barrel something up. So early on in the game, Virginia Tech was able to put a run across. And Team USA was still a little bit puzzled early on in the game as Angie was working her magic, keeping the hitters off balance. And we're talking some of the the best hitters in the game. Bustos and, Natasha Watley and Jessica Mendoza. It was a star-studded lineup. When I can't say that enough, how good the players were for Team USA at the time. Well, as the game started to develop, both pitchers sort of settled in. Finch found her groove. Defense was playing well behind her. And, of course, Virginia Tech was just making some incredible plays behind an incredible pitcher. Again, Angie was keeping them off balance, really wouldn't let them see nothing too much over the fat part of the plate. And if they did, they weren't able to barrel it up. So about the fifth inning rolls around, and that's when the broadcasters start to talk about this no-hitter. And if you played baseball, or if you played softball, or if you still play, you can just never talk about a no-hitter. The jinx is in. Once you start talking about it, the jinx is in, and you're going to get some little bleeder through the infield or a bloop shot into shallow left center, something like that. I mean, it's just something's going to happen. That no-hitter is going to go away. But, not to mention just getting a win over Team USA for Virginia Tech would do crazy things for the university. So holding on to that lead as they do, getting late into the game, they're still holding a 1-0 lead. It comes time to where it's put up or shut up for Team USA. We get into the 7th inning. They're still down 1-0. Angie's still on the mound. She's still cruising. As the 7th inning rolls around, here comes Team USA, and the 3 that they send to the plate or up next in their batting order is Tasha Watley. Of course, she went to UCLA. Jessica Mendoza was at Stanford, and then you had Bustos that was at Palm Beach Community College. Well, Bustos is a power hitter from the word power hitter. I mean, she was the epitome of a power hitter. So if you messed up, if you left anything fat, she was hitting it over the fence. So anyway, let's fast forward. You got somebody like Natasha Watley, tons of speed, can get on base, can do a lot of different things to get on base, to make that happen. So Tencher ends up getting her to ground out to third, and you're talking, somebody that bats right around 400 in international competition. You get her to roll over to third base. That's huge. And then, as Tencher's been pitching, she's racked up some strikeouts. She ends up getting Jessica Mendoza to strike out, which ends up being her 10th strikeout of the game. So, now we got 2 outs. The no-hitters is still intact. Bases are empty. You got Bustos coming up to the plate. Again, will send a rocket over the fence if she gets the opportunity. She gets Bustos to pop up, and even though it wasn't a perfect game because there was a walk recorded, I think it was the 2nd inning maybe from Tencher, to pitch a no-hitter against Team USA with that lineup in that atmosphere, where the world is just waiting for the softball Olympics to start, and I mean, they are tuning up. It's like basketball when they go around and do their exhibitions and stuff like that back in the day. It's sort of like a Harlem Globetrotters feel to it. Team USA is not supposed to lose. Team USA is not supposed to be in a 1-0 ball game, and for Virginia Tech, for the coaching staff, for the players to just stay in that moment and say, hey, you know what? We can compete, on this day, we're just as good as they are. We put our pants on the same as they do. We've been playing this game for a long time. And for them to stay in that moment, it's one thing to do it for a couple of innings or so, and then eventually the floodgates open and Team USA puts up 6 runs on you. But they never let that happen. The defense stayed behind Angie the whole way, kept her pumped up. They didn't really talk about the no-hitter in the dugouts, just something you don't do. I think everybody kind of felt it. Everybody kind of knew, it was going. But at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, that moment in softball's history that not a whole lot of people know about, just because at the time, softball wasn't on TV as much. Even though it was Team USA, there wasn't a whole lot of people that tuned into it. I know at that time, I was in the Marine Corps, so I wasn't even thinking really, unless it was the Olympics. I probably wasn't watching too much softball. I may have seen some highlights or something like that on ESPN, but it just wasn't on the forefront like it is today.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
So I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about Angie, pitching her no-hitter. And if you know that Tincher name, if you know her daddy, Denny Tincher, he has the Tincher pitching systems, Tincher pitching development systems, to where it's for you to get the absolute most out of your body without having to be, 6'5" to be able to throw 70 plus miles an hour. It's, he has developed through the years a better way to use your body in a way that it's meant to be used. And you're using fluid dynamics. If you look at Angie's not the biggest ball player out there. You know what I mean? She's not overly big. She's nowhere. She's not as tall as some of these better pitchers that we see come through college, where they're like 6'4" and this and that. Like, some of the ones that can throw the hardest are usually the tallest, and they're just, I don't know, daunting. Up there, they kind of just have this way about them. We always equate better pitching to taller players, and I'm telling you, that's not the case anymore. And it's not just because of Denny, but he's developed through kinesiology and learning himself of how to get the most out of it. Over the years, since you got somebody like, all these pitching instructors, I don't want to throw out because I don't want to leave anybody out, but that are trying to get that edge, somebody that is trying to help athletes develop mechanics that works best with their body. Denny not only talks about the pitching mechanics, but he talks about having a stronger mentality, a stronger mental game, helping them overcome these different challenges, whether it's learning a new pitch or if it's, trying to figure out what pitch works for you. Why do we throw it this way? Why our body moves this way? He has certified instructors throughout the country, and it's not like you go through and you pass a test or you pay this money and you become a Tincher pitching instructor. There's continued learning throughout, and Denny has classes and these certifications that go through it. And I don't know all the details, ins and outs of it. I'm not one of his pitching instructors. I talked to a few of them, never had the opportunity to sit down and talk with him. He's a busy man, but he's continuing to learn and continue to better his instructors so that the pitchers that are out there can continue to learn and become better pitchers as well. So, you go all the way back to when he was coaching Angela. She was able to just move that ball around, and it almost looked effortless the way she would pitch. She had such command over that ball, the spin, the movement, keeping the offenses off balance, hitting her spots, changing her speeds, and everything looked the same. If you look at a Tincher pitcher, their grips are the same. It doesn't matter what pitch they're throwing. They grip the ball the same every time. But we look at other pitchers where they're gripping the two seam and then a four seam and then a changeup and then a curveball. And if they've got a screwball or a rise or a drop, you can always, they're tipping their pitches and they don't realize that. But with Denny, it's just different. And, it goes back to his daughter. He wanted to help her become the very best pitcher she could. He realized her size wasn't there, but there's got to be a way that she can throw just as hard as somebody that's 6'4", 6'3", whatever. So just want to give you sort of a little story about Team USA getting no hit back in the day, and let you know that staff that they had. I want to say it was Jennie Finch, Monica Abbott, and Kat Osterman. And believe it or not, Angie Tincher wasn't on that staff. I think she had tried out and didn't make that staff probably a month or two before they actually came to Oklahoma City to play. So, there she goes. She's cut from the tryouts, so she doesn't make the team. And then here she ends up no-hitting that offense. So, you never know how this world's going to play out for you. Even though she didn't make that team, the Team USA or whatever, She still got her moment in college and got to play the game. And, that story lives on forever. So I don't know if anybody has ever, even in the Olympic play, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, let me know, but I don't think anybody's ever no-hit Team USA except for Angie Tincher. So anyway, that's going to do it for today here at the Foul Pole to Foul Pole Daily Show. We changed it up a little bit. Wanted to give you a little bit of a story and talk a little bit about Tincher pitching. So I will link that stuff down below for you as well, so you can have a look at that and kind of do your research on your own. I know there's a lot of young pitchers out there that maybe don't have an instructor or whatever, but there are means and there are ways to get to this Tincher pitching style, and it's just an option for you. It may not be for everybody, of course it's not, but if you're looking to get your daughter into pitching lessons or looking to help your daughter become a better pitcher, this might be an option for you. So kudos to Denny, Angela, Virginia Tech, all those people involved, the coaches. Awesome stuff. I love sharing that story. I love talking about that story. And I'd love to hear your feedback on that too. Do you remember that story? What do you remember about it? Were you able to watch that game? Have you seen the ESPN video that's on YouTube? It's an old grainy video. I'll see if I can find that and link that down below as well, so you can have that. But pretty cool story all in all. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up. If you guys wouldn't mind doing me a favor, share this with a friend, and when you do, you tell them you love them.